Viewers, I want to tell you a little bit about Gotcha. It's just you. You're alone. No one to turn to for help. Sure, the odds are against you, but this is when you can really show your stuff. You've got your Nintendo Zapper in your hand and a pretty good supply of paint pellets. Don't waste any, cause you'll need them all. Your opponents are all around, and they're good shots. Whether you're in the dense green woods, the steamy urban ghetto, or the snow-covered winter forest, there's only one thing on your mind. Survival. Register a hit on an enemy player and mark him with a paint splot. Watch out though, because in this game they shoot back, and the only way to be safe is to shoot first and shoot straight. This is the ultimate challenge. Dare to take it. Try to survive. This is Gotcha, the sport, released by LJN 1987. And you know what? This is a damn good game, especially for LJN standards. It's really kind of boring though. And that could be because I had to record it using an emulator, because my aftermarket won't take a zapper, and I don't have the game anyway. But I do have a zapper. Here, listen. I really do. My uncle had this game when I was a youngin', and we never knew how to play it. He had got it from somebody, and they didn't have the manual with it. And it's an interesting combination of paintball and capture the flag. It was released in 1987 and was based on the 1985 film called Gotcha, which I had never heard about in all of my days. Basically, you have to get through the enemy level, capture the flag, and return it. To capture the flag, you shoot it. To shoot other people who are trying to shoot you, you shoot them. That's a given. The mission, get through the level, capture the flag, return it to your base. We said that. This is while, simultaneously trying not to get shot, not to run out of ammo, and not to run out of time. A light gun is necessary for this game because that's how you have to shoot the people, but you also need a controller. And here is why. You have to use the controller to move yourself right and left on the screen. This is why we never got past stage 1 when we were playing this game when I was 7 years old. Didn't know you needed a controller. We were playing Duck Hunt in Hogan's Alley. You don't need controllers for that. We just figured that it was the worst game ever because we could never win. It would go on and on and on until time ran out, and then you game over. Now, there are only 3 levels in the game. I show 2 of them here in your video, the Woods and the Warehouse District. We did not show the Snowfields. The Warehouse District is apparently the, where was it? Steamy urban ghetto. Right. Let's see. The Wood and Snowfield levels features enemy and military garb, while the Warehouse District features enemies modeled after early 1980s punks. These rounds repeat in this order infinitely. Each time around, the reaction time needed for enemies to aim and fire is reduced. And they are very, very generous with the reaction time, thank God, because the aim seems to be a little off. And it seemed to be a little off on the console as well, not just on my emulator. By the way, I had to search for 3 different emulators that would let me record light gun and controller movement at the same time and not screw up. Yeah. Oddly enough, this being a game about paintball, Enertech, which was a division of LJN, produced and sold paintball guns and related gear for kids using the same name and logo as the video game. The Enforcer double pistol set, the Commando, protective glasses, targets, and suits. You know what? It's kind of fun. I'm going to be honest with you. Now that I know how to play it, it's pretty fun. It got about a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I will agree with that. There's really not much to it. You slowly move to the right while you shoot things. Then you slowly move back to the left as you shoot things. And the shooting things is not like Bayou Billy, like, oh my god, pow, pow. And it's not like level 13 in Duck Hunt, where it's like, oh my god, the ducks. Now it's just like, bang. And the guy goes, but it's with paintball, so it's like, God damn it. You know what I'm saying? Any of you have paintballed? What can I tell you about Gotcha? You know, it's worth a try, I guess, if you've got a Zapper and you've got an NES and you've got a CRT TV, because remember, they don't work well with flat panels, and you see it and you want to try it, get it. Remember, though, this is an LJN game. Oddly enough, they published it. Atlas developed it. Good old Atlas, who makes some pretty freaking amazing games. Not quite as much. Oddly enough, LJN has a bit of a history. LJN Toys was founded in 1970 by Jack Friedman, who later went on to found THQ. LJN came from the initials of Louis J. Norman, the reverse of Norman J. Lewis, whose toy company Friedman had been employed by as a sales rep in the 60s. Lewis actually did invest in the company, but later sold his interest to a Chinese company. LJN was actually owned by Acclaim for a little while. And it's Acclaim, you know. What Acclaim basically did is told LJN, you're not making toys anymore, you're going to make video games. Partly because of the NES or Nintendo's release stipulations at the time, and I'm probably going to go over in this video, but there's a lot to talk about that I think is interesting. Basically, what Nintendo did, and Konami did this too, with its Ultra division, Nintendo regulated the number of titles that could appear from a producer on the console. You can only have like 5 a year or something like that. So what Acclaim did with LJN and what Konami did with Ultra was they said, here's an Acclaim game. Oh, but we're too busy with this one. So here, LJN, you can have this one. And then LJN said, hi, Nintendo, I have this new game. And Konami did the same thing with Ultra. Here's the funny thing, though. After Nintendo dropped the rule in the 1990s, Konami quit doing Ultra. Konami's like, well, screw you guys. I don't care about you anyway. You just did Metal Gear and Ninja Turtles, and who cares about those? Acclaim kept LJN going on, which, oh boy. LJN, at least for me, there are companies you know. When I play a game from this company, I know I'm in for a bad time. LJN was one of those companies. But oddly enough, their NES games, pretty damn good. This one is kind of fun. Gotcha. They also did Jaws, which, while, excuse me, Jaws has very, very little to do with the movies. This is a fun game. I really like the game. LJN worked on Alien 3, Nightmare on Elm Street, Back to the Future Part 2 and Part 3, Beetlejuice, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Friday the 13th, The Incredible Crash Test Dummies, The Karate Kid, Major League Baseball, NFL, Pictionary, the NES version of The Punisher, the NES version of Roger Clemens' MVP Baseball, Spider-Man and the X-Men and Arcade's Revenge. That one hurts me. Spider-Man, Return of the Sinister Six, Spider-Man and Venom, Maximum Carnage, Spider-Man and Venom, Separation Anxiety, Spirit of Speed, 1937, never heard of that one, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, the NES, the SNES, and the Game Boy version, Town and Country, Surf Designs, Wood and Water Rage, that one's a lot of fun, True Lies, didn't know they made a game for True Lies, The Uncanny X-Men, Warlock, that was a horrible movie and a horrible game, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the NES version, that was a great movie, and an okay game. Wolverine, this is a terrible game. World War III, which was never released, thank God. WWF, King of the Ring, WWF Raw, WWF Royal Rumble, WWF Superstars 1 and 2, WWF Super WrestleMania, WWF WrestleMania Challenge, and WWF WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge. Funny thing, not one of those video games has ever been developed in-house by LJN. All of them were done by external developers and then just released by LJN. And a lot of the games on that list we are going to be looking at on our little journey through the NES. Now, I've talked way longer than this video has gone on for, so I'm going to go away. I need to record these this time of day because I'm all excited. And I'm, yeah, you know, I'm like, yeah.